Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today is the last day of the year, Friday the 31st of December 2021, and it's also the 28th of November in the 9th year of Chongalkuk. So let's begin with a bow to our Heavenly Parent and True Parents, Chariot, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 3. 전국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 환조권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 3. Our family, the owner of Chongalkuk, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingships, and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Tsuniko Bab if she could offer the opening prayer, please.
Let's pray. There is Heavenly Parent, parent of humankind. Thank you very much. Beautiful morning in this day, last day of 2021, and we truly to reflect this year. Then many challenges and many overcoming things, but also through mother overcome through mother things. A lot of things to developing, and then very optimistic and very hopeful for 2022 more years. So we truly deeply to organize that next decade to what we attend to Providence. And also with the whole family, and also local to the national to whole world, to how to move around to the your desire and your original channel. That mean is that's we really thinking to this day. And thank you very much to Fundoke to realization of all the history to present and the future. That is we truly deep thought to also spiritual world. All the things we can put together, puzzle together, and more confidence to do our life with principle way of life. So please guide us today, okay, start the day, and please guide us to each one of us to gain encourage to our life, to daily life, and beyond in this, beyond the own difficulty, and to do more that positive way and optimistic for next year. Thank you very much. This is the start day. And I report James and Snekobabo Blessing family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you. And let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
So thank you very much, everyone, and good morning. And thank you for joining today, the last day, December 31st. I'm really appreciate of all your Chonsong and heart, and even some technical trouble, but I'm grateful to join together to create the new day and new year again. So today is the December 31st. How was last year? Did you already arrange your heart and also reflect ourselves in the past? So really, the last day is the important day. So today is also, we put our Johnson and heart and to really conclude the year. And let's begin, let's welcome the new year 2022 with our Heavenly Parents and true parents. So from 2 days ago, we are having the second generation workshop centering on Asian Pacific region. And in this place, Belgrade, also physically, our Australia second generation is joining. And also New Zealand, Fiji, another country second gen is joining by online. So really they are learning many things. So each program, internal side, external side, especially this time, President, AP1 President Dunkley, and also AP2 President Hori, and also Dr. Kittle, and even Dr. Kittle's daughter, Mrs. Ahara. So those top leader, they are sharing the providence and even sharing more artistical things. So I hope our second generation will learn and grow up well and to reflect and determine 2022. So really we try to our best. And yesterday, because of Anshil, our Reverend Abel shared a great message. Thank you, Reverend Abel. So yesterday message, Father said, we need to fulfill the unity of individual, unity of family, unity of nation. We need that. But in order to do that, we need the vertical access. That's why before unite with our brothers and sisters, we have to unite with parents. That's why we need Messiah and we need to treat parents, Father said. Now when we see the society, this society are dominated by Satan and Satan's lineage. So if we can meet the Messiah, we can meet the true parents. Even we give up everything, but we have to meet God, we have meet Messiah, meet the true parents. So Father mentioned those things yesterday. And also in the message of yesterday, Father also sharing about marriage of Jesus. If Jesus is man, what was his wish? He should also have gotten married and to change all people's lineage from Satan to God. So Messiah's mission, to the parents' mission, and the existence of heavenly parents. So when we listen those words, the more we listen about the word of true parents, especially talking relationship with God and ourselves, relationship about the vertical. If we heard, the more we listen, we could recognize this word is the one which we need, and also society need that. There is vertical axis or not. Even we build the house, if there is no vertical axis, vertical pillar, what's happened in our buildings? It's easy to be broken down. When we see the family, if husband, if father doesn't stand strongly as the pillar, what's happened in the family? And also husband and wife unite together. So as the parents, if parents doesn't stand strongly in the family, what's happened in the families? That's why Father is mentioning vertical axis, father and mother and parents, how parents could stand strongly in the family level. And in the national level, our head of states actually have to stand strongly, vertically, with connection with God. Then nation will be stable. And in the world level, all world centering on our heavenly parents and true parents have to stand centering on the vertical axis. Then from this point, all unification from family, individual level, family level, national level, world level will be beginning. That's why how that is important. And yesterday, during the second generation workshop time, several lecturers gave the message. And yesterday, President Dunkley also mentioned the 3 points about Chombo Challenger and Chombo Victors. 3 points. First one, we have to become heavenly character. Second one, we have to become the heavenly family. And third one, we have to become the heavenly stewardship. So in each level, how we can become the Chombo person, Chombo family, and also heavenly steward. What will make you feel more divinely inspired and resonating with God's love. So when we see our life, what do you think? What will make you feel more divinely inspired and resonating with God's love? Do you have experience? Can you feel some good connection with God? What kind of things really make you feel more deeply or divinely? Can you find that one and can you remind these things? And second one, what can you do for others that will make your family life even more joyful and harmonious? What kind of things can you do to the others through doing something for others? What kind of things make your family life become more joyful, grateful, more harmonious, or happy? And also third one, what will help you grow and strengthen your foundation or environment? That's why yesterday, also President Dankuri emphasized all second generation. This Chombo mission, Chombo Victor, is not only the parents' missions, not only first generation missions, even our second generation, even our third generation, even individual level, family level, we have to become the Chombo Victors. That's why second generation, they are really so much inspired because this is simple step, not only just a 430 couple, not only just a giving blessing. This actually can start from myself. How I can make the relationship with God, how I can live for others, how we can create the environment. So that one. And also the end of the yesterday, as the one of the program, there was the program to call to action. So second generation organized the program to call the action. When they think the past year life, surely there is a moment who or which they cannot apologize. If there is a moment which they commit problem or make a trouble with others, but there is a moment which they could not forgive, they could not apologize, or they could not appreciate. That's why yesterday they share and they find the person, they appreciate, they apologize. I think this is also good for each of us. When we think about the past year, do you have that kind of moment? And do you have that kind of person who we did not apologize, did not appreciate, and did not forgive? Who even we should forgive, even we should apologize, and we should appreciate. That's why through reflecting, if we can find this person, really meditate, and before going to the next year, as the conclusion, really pray and find again, and really call that person to apologize, call that person to appreciate, and call that person to forgive. Then we can go, we can have the new start. So we are receiving the God's love, and we are learning about God, but how we can practice even from small things. This is also depends on our determination and our commitment. That's why today is the December 31st, last day. This last day has a meaning. Some of you, some of us, really grateful and to kind of have a many achievement, satisfied of this year. Then those person can prepare well for next year. But among us, maybe some people had many problem, mistake, or regret, or many things we could not fulfill. Then what we should do? Today is the last day. We put whole 1 year heart and 1 year effort into this one day. Then we will totally fulfill this 24 hours to going to the next year. Then we can keep overcome one of the standard, and we can start the next year. That's why today, last day, what kind of preparation, what kind of investment do we have? Our motivation will decide the year 2022. So once again, Reverend Abel, thank you. Yesterday message, and also several person also you could share the beautiful message yesterday. Reverend Hanson's blessing testimony or others. Okay, so I will share the message. Sorry, it's getting late because of trouble. Global unity through parents. So through Mother's Anthology, Mother is sharing about Jesus' life, Jesus' family also. Jesus should have gotten marriage. So this is also similar message which Reverend Abel shared yesterday. And Zachariah, Maria, Joseph, and John the Baptist, each person has their own role and own responsibility. I will share this. God had the dream of living together with the first ancestors. Instead of living alone, he wished to live with his family, his object partners, as the father and mother. However, in order for Adam and Eve, who were still in the process of growing, to exercise the same authority and power as God, they needed to fulfill the 5% portion of responsibility. If Adam and Eve had fulfilled their portion of responsibility and had passed the heavenly bloodline down through history, today's difficulties, such as religious conflicts and racial problems, would not exist. The omniscient and omnipotent God can know no failure. He has waited for human beings to fulfill their responsibility and rise to the same position as him. God have a dream. And what is that dream? God want to have the family. God want to become the parent. God never wished to have the big house. God never wished about having the good life, good clothes, good material. When we had the success, or when we had some person's success and also the happiness, what do you think, or what many people feel, what many people imagine about success? Many people think to gain the monies, living the good house, and the luxury things they have. Many people is easy to imagine that kind of life is the happiness life. But what is the real happiness? Where is the real happiness? Actually, parents love child, and children really love parents. And parents see the grandchild face and live together with them, with smile, with happiness, with enjoyment moment. Actually, this looks like so much. So we are talking about happiness. So we are working hard every moment. But where is the real happiness? Many our people in the society, they are really hard working to earn the money and to give the really rich or stable life, even sacrifice the time with family members. But where is the real happiness? And where is the place we can create happiness? This is from our families. That's why the moment to spend time with your parents, husband, wife, and child. Looks like this so much simple and normal, but this is the one actually God wanted to create, and even God is seeking this kind of atmosphere and this kind of moment. That's why Mother is also mentioning those heart of God and wish of God and dream of God. Today, there are 4 great religions that have expanded and developed worldwide, but even the people who believed in those 4 religions did not know about God's true will. Though those religions have worshipped the one God and pursued peace and happiness of humanity, they are unable to unite because they have each continued to grow separately, centering on themselves. So Mother also mentioning about each great religion and purpose of religion. When we see the all religion, even they are worship God, but the concept of God is totally different. Which religion is talking about God is parents, and the relationship of with God is the relationship between parents and child. So each religion, of course, have a level, but how we can really testify and introduce to the people about God is really important role for each of us, because they are believing God. They are following, they offer their life and follow God, but they could not recognize the real heart of God. So they are actually waiting. They are really wish to know real God. God really wish us to let them know, let people know about God's original situation. This is the last part. If Jesus had lived to achieve God's will, the Catholic and Protestant histories would not be divided and complicated like they are today. For the kingdom of heaven on earth and in heaven would have been realized in Jesus' day. As you can see, humankind's portion of responsibility is really crucial. As people who have received the blessing, you too have a responsibility. So this division, if human was not fall, this division was not happened, because Satan is existing. That's why this world is continuously divided. So God is wishing to unite. If there is God, there is unity. If there is unity, God will be there. But what's the nature of Satan? Satan wants to make conflict, want to make divide the peoples. That's why when we see our groups, if we have always conflict, struggling, and when we feel the division, meaning is totally Satan is really working around. What is the nature of God? Nature of God or person of God is try to unite always. That's why our true parents really initiate to unite all peoples in among ourselves. Also same, how we can make unity in our community and even also our place and society and nation and world. And Mother said, as people who have received the blessing, you too have a responsibility. So we will receive, we met the true parents and we receive the blessing. But this is not only the end. There is the next process, how we can share this blessing and how we can guide to the peoples. So this is really important time period. So today and through this Fundoke, we are talking about God's will and God's desire and God's heart. And today is end of December, the last year, last day of the 2021. So how we can meet God and how many experience, what kind of heart we can feel and we can inherit through year 2021, and also what kind of expectation and what kind of hope our Heavenly Parents is wishing to each of us. Even the last minutes, there are many kind of cases or happening, but surely there is God's will, there is God's hope, and there is the way. That's why it depends on ourselves. We are connecting with God all the time or not. This heartistic attitude will create the future, the great potential world. Mother is initiating Heavenly Unified Korea, Heavenly Unified World. This is not only just a slogan, but this also doesn't happen suddenly. Everything starts from my effort, your effort, our family members' effort, our brothers and sisters' effort. These small effort and Johnson gather together, then we will create the new ideal society, nation, and world. So thank you for 2021. Let's really create and conclude a great day. Last day until last minute, we have to focus and to fulfill our things to offer God. And let's have the great beginning of year 2022 together. So thank you for all our brothers and sisters in Oceania. Let's offer the happiness and victory to our Heavenly Parents and true parents. Thank you very much once again. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Reverend Yutaka. Thank you for your guidance and helping us to see more clearly, God in action. And sorry you had difficulties there in the beginning. I think difficulties always help us to reflect and put things into perspective. Because sometimes when we have everything correct, we can miss the essential point in our life. And the point that you were sharing is that from Mother that caught my attention was to fulfill our responsibility and rise to the same position as His, or to rise to the same position as God, to fulfill our responsibility. And so I was reflecting on, and it was a question I used to ask people when I was young in the church. I used to go up to members and say, do you believe you can reach perfection? And they say, of course. And I said, but do you believe you're going to reach perfection in your lifetime right now? I mean, not some distant future. And this was interesting. I did, when I was in America and young in the church, I did two things. I used to ask members, do they plan to reach perfection? Because I remember going to in front of Father, and Father asked, have you written down the date when you're going to reach perfection? Have you written it down? And I wrote down the date several times, and that date came and went, and I wasn't there yet. And so I started to ask members that. And at the same time I was doing that to members, I was visiting Christian churches, and I was talking to the minister and asked them, do they really believe that Jesus is going to return? And they said, of course. And then I said, do you believe he's going to return in your lifetime? And they would always give me the same thing, saying, well, no one knows the hour or the time. They'll just quote this Bible quote. And then I would quote another quote back saying that those who are in the spirit, or in the knowledge, would be given signs and symbols that the last days are here. Let someone mute them. Okay. they got signs and symbols. And so what happened when I did that, the people, members who I asked, are you going to reach perfection? Those members within a year or two left our movement. And then I thought, oh, I better stop asking that question. So I stopped asking. And then when I was asking the ministers, and in the end, most of them said, no, they don't believe Jesus is going to come back in their lifetime. And the 2 or 3 that did say that they were expecting Jesus to come back in their lifetime, their church, I noticed, was very vibrant, full of youth and growing. And so I asked myself, do you believe you can reach perfection? And I say always to myself, well, of course. So I always ask the same questions. What are the action steps I'm taking towards achieving this? What am I actually doing? And the thing I realized is that cannot do it alone. It's a relationship. You cannot achieve perfection alone. I kept thinking that it can be done by me. We say our 5% portion of responsibility, but I kept thinking it's me. But then I realized that I'm only half of me. My spouse is the other half of me. So I can't achieve perfection without my spouse. I mean, Adam and Eve needed each other in the garden, and they needed to grow together. They were growing together, and they needed each other to complete their growth. I mean, we look at plants, and when we see plants planted in the ground, they grow separately. But our case is unique. We're not a plant that has both stamen and pistil. The plant has both male and female. It's actually growing together. So we are only half of the thing. So we need our spouse to actually do it. And so what's the action steps as well? How do we love each other and really deeply love our spouse? So anyway, I was thinking those thoughts as Reverend Yutaka was sharing, and how our responsibility is really a group effort. It's never individual. So thank you, and I'll open it up to others to share. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Wright, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome, Yamada, John, to Melbourne, looking after youth, second generation. Thank you. And this year is an extraordinary year. We fight with Corona all over the world, still going, but more than that, this Hundok, I think everyone wants to share, to express thanks and gratitude, such effort, especially we learned so many Two Mother book detail. I think maybe only Oceania such a detailed book. We timely, we study Hundok, a lot of inside share. Truly, we thanks also many brothers and sisters, including response and unshare holidays and service. It's testimony, and I think this year is one of the most important year 2021. Many Providence Center to Mother. Then through the Kundok, together with island leaders, members, very closely, time to time, we spent this year, 2021, to really prepare for next year. Just I'd like to thank everyone to, thank, but also truly really express a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Rai. Thank you. Yes, Doug, go ahead.
When I was younger, maybe 20, 30 years ago, I can't remember when it started, I had a vision that when I became 70 years old, I would be on a mountaintop. So you were talking about a perfection, but that idea of me reaching the mountaintop and having long white hair, balding, an old man in a white robe, it inspired me. It kept me going, something to live and look forward to. So as it turned out, that father taught that everything comes in balances, and I was having a hard time in my life, and my family had a hard time. There was a lot of drinking and generations of, confusion, cultural confusion, coming from Ireland, and it went on for generations. So with the difficulties in my own life, when Father said that things happen in balances, I thought, well, maybe my old age will be better. And I was given this inspiration of looking at myself at 70. And so I was trying to prepare for that. But things kept on getting kind of difficult. So I came back from Champyong in 2011, and there was a lot to deal with going on inside the movement. And I started writing letters. And then True Father ascended into the spirit world. We certainly went through a lot between 2012 and 2020. My head was in a good place. My heart was in a good place, but my legs were not working very well. So I spent a lot of time in front of the computer writing. I was very grateful for the experience of having a chance to write, because I was basically a worker bee. I was always busy working, And, but because I was so sedentary, I started gaining even more weight than I had already done. And I had this problem with Hundake. It seemed like every time, True Father really started Hundake around 1994. And I was always so busy, sometimes driving, inside with church leadership. And I really found it hard to keep a regular schedule for Hundake, and I struggled with this. And then for years, I would spend half the week working, fundraising until 5 o'clock in the morning, come home, and other people getting up for Hundake, and I'm about unconscious, So we moved to King Island, and then we wanted to run cattle, and then we weren't able to do that, so I had to go out kelping and putting 4 tons of wet seaweed up. And sometimes we'd have to get up at like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning to get that seaweed harvest. So my timing with Hundake was a big problem for me. It was all over the place. And being sedentary, not doing Hundake, I was not a happy guy over that issue. I was really uncomfortable. So I gained a massive amount of weight. And then, I mean, massive. And through Hundake this year, I became 70. And this has been a mountaintop experience for me. This year has been a mountaintop experience. To be together, reading True Mother's words has been absolutely amazing. And as I got into it, I could feel energizing and feeling restoration and feeling hope, because before that, we went through so much isolation. Zoom has changed our life. I hope we never go back to meeting face to face. I love Zoom, and Zoom really made a difference, because in December, when I turned 70, it was, the holidays and True Parents celebrations for the birthday in February. And then soon after we started this Hyundai experience, after 7 months of it, I was able to correct my thinking, on weight. And a miracle happened, from the age of 63 to 70, I was afraid to do a religious fast because I thought I might not have the energy to keep it. So I just didn't do religious fasts. So I started many fasts for 21 days. And I'll tell you, the first 3 hours of that fast was very, very difficult. But then after I gave up, it was like that. One failure after another going on. But through Hyundai, starting in February, on the 7th month, I just woke up Mary and said, I'm going to change my diet. And I called up John and I said, I would like to do a 40-day fast and continue with 40-day fasts after that. And I basically decided that I just can use one really substantial meal a day, and I just completed 120 days of that, and it's so easy because of Hyundai. And it's not like, I did finally choose to do a religious fast. I offered it and, I wouldn't break it. So I can eat 2 oranges at lunchtime if I want, but I'm just eating no bread, no sugar, and I lost 70 pounds in 120 days, and I'm doing another 4. I'm doing another 120 days and maybe some more after that, but it's a lifestyle change. It's not just 40 days here or 21 days there. It was a big enough problem that I needed to do like a whole year on it and then maintain that kind of lifestyle. So, but I'm excited about that. And that's just a physical, story of it having to do with this problem of being overweight. But I hope to be down by my 20-year weight in about another 6 months. It's good for your health, and it's going to have other effects too. So I wanted to share that to anyone else who has a weight problem.
Yes, thank you, Doug. Congratulations. And yes, I've been noticing in Hyundai that you're looking trimmer in your face each day. It's good to see. And yeah, that's the key, I believe, too, is a lifestyle change. So this Hyundai, even though it's a rolling condition, it's in essence helping us make that lifestyle change. That it really does become something we want to do, not something we have to do. So actually, we're past our time. Let's offer our unison prayer together. So I'll just share the screen and let's pray. Thank you, everyone. Have a great end of year celebration if you plan to celebrate. We'll have a great reflection time for the new year. And thank you, and have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Reverend Yutaka.
Bye, everyone.
Right, enjoy Melbourne Fire, Reverend Yutaka, and the youth, and exciting.
And Monse, John, and Douglas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good of us.
Well done.
Have a good new year.
And you too, Kathy, and everyone. Happy New Year Eve.
And even if
Thank you all. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.